Welcome to On This Day in History. Today we stand on hallowed ground as we commemorate July 1st, 1863. This date marks the beginning of the Battle of Gettysburg, a three-day maelstrom that would become the bloodiest engagement of the American Civil War, and ultimately its decisive turning point. It was here, in the quiet farmlands of Pennsylvania, that the Confederacy's boldest thrust into Union territory met a defiant stand, forever altering the course of American history. By the summer of 1863, the Confederacy, fresh off stunning victories at Fredericksburg and Chancellorsville, felt a surge of confidence. General Robert E. Lee, commanding the Army of Northern Virginia, sought to shift the war's focus from Virginia, relieve pressure on Richmond, and perhaps even capture Washington, D.C. or Philadelphia. His aim, a decisive victory on Union soil that might demoralize the North and compel a negotiated peace. Moving swiftly, his veteran forces advanced north into Pennsylvania, largely unseen by the newly appointed Union commander, Major General George G. Meade, leading the Army of the Potomac. The initial clash on July 1st was largely accidental. Confederate forces, marching eastward towards Gettysburg, seeking a shoe factory, legend says, or simply converging roads, unexpectedly encountered Union cavalry under Brigadier General John Buford west of the town. Buford, recognizing the strategic importance of the high ground south of Gettysburg, deployed his dismounted cavalry in a desperate delaying action, holding off superior Confederate infantry until Union infantry reinforcements could arrive. This early skirmish, though small, was crucial. As more troops from both sides rushed to the sound of the guns, the battle rapidly escalated. Union Y Corps, led by Major General John Reynolds, who would be killed early in the fighting, and later 11 Corps, poured onto the field, engaging heavily with Confederate corps commanded by Lieutenant General A.P. Hill and later Richard Ewell. The fighting raged fiercely for control of McPherson Ridge, Oak Ridge, and the strategically vital Oak Hill north of town. The Union forces, though outnumbered and eventually outflanked, fought valiantly to hold their ground. By late afternoon on July 1st, the weight of the Confederate numbers proved overwhelming. Union forces, battered and exhausted, were driven back through the streets of Gettysburg itself, suffering heavy casualties and losing many prisoners. It appeared to be another Confederate victory. However, as the Union troops retreated, they rallied on a strong defensive position just south of town, Cemetery Hill and Culp's Hill. These positions, along with a ridge extending south known as Cemetery Ridge, formed a formidable fishhook-shaped line that would prove vital. The decision by Confederate General Richard Ewell not to press the attack on Cemetery Hill immediately after the Union retreat is one of the war's great what-ifs. Had he seized that undefended high ground on the evening of July 1st, the entire course of the battle might have changed. This pause allowed Union reinforcements to arrive throughout the night and fortify their positions, solidifying what would become the formidable Union defensive line for the next 2 days of brutal fighting. July 1st, 1863 set the stage for the epic struggle that was to come. While the Confederates won the day's skirmishes and captured Gettysburg town, the Union secured the crucial defensive high ground. Commanders understood the stakes. General Meade, despite being new to command, resolved to fight the decisive battle here. General Lee, despite his losses, remained confident of victory, believing his army could break the Union lines. Little did either know the cost would be immense, and the outcome would forever turn the tide of the American Civil War. The Battle of Gettysburg, beginning on July 1st, 1863, remains an enduring symbol of American courage, sacrifice, and the ultimate test of the Union. It was a clash of titans, a battle that continues to resonate through history as the moment the Confederacy's high watermark receded, and the path to Union victory slowly began to emerge. For more deep dives into pivotal historical moments, make sure to follow us.